Well, ladies and gentlemen, for 24 years since everything, when the world changed since September the 11th, ladies and gentlemen, can't say that in the next couple of days, well, technically, a lot of things are going to change. Who knows what's going to happen 365 days and probably the next September the 11th, but technically, things do change. Life changes a lot, so we best try our best for just living out our lives before the future. But yeah, I can't say much about it. Am I right? Well, technically, guys, this as I'm recording this, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm recording this, I'm because this is gonna be a quick video for me to talk about what I'm gonna do right now as time goes on. So, guys, there's just a few announcements here. Now, the first announcement, I've already talked about it. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? So that's about it. Whatever is going to change the world, we just might as well just move forward and not think about the future. But with the second announcement, ladies and gentlemen, there's only a couple more announcements I'm just going to talk about, and I'm already And considering I'm not in the mood to talking right now with a sore throat, and I'm already just taking things easy right now because I'm already preparing for my 100th episode of Mr. Gloat podcast. So recently, guys, I will point this out. Now, guys, Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford are going to be in a boxing match in a couple days on the 13th of Saturday. Um, and guys, my prediction is this. I do predict that Terrence Crawford might be stuck in the similar manner is how pretty much how Canelo Alvarez defeated Jermell Iron Man Charlo when he was a former undisputed super welterweight champion. And the next year, he went up two weight classes in the super middleweight to fight against Canelo Alvarez, and he failed. So I do predict something like that might come awry for Terrence Crawford. Because, guys, even in hindsight, he is a four weight class champion. And he can be actually the first guy to ever become a three weight class undisputed championship. Even though he might be the second boxer in history to ever become a undisputed three weight class championship since 1938 when Henry Armstrong did the unthinkable. He did it from welterweight, lightweight, and the other weight classes, and he became in under a year, which is crazy. Like Henry Armstrong became a three weight class undisputed champion, three weight classes. So Terrence Crawford, as I said before, he was a super welterweight undisputed champion, but he was super lightweight undisputed champion before he went up to welterweight. So, or super welterweight is what I meant to say, but still. But of course, welterweight, and then he moved up to super welterweight last year, won to become a four weight class champion. So if he defeats Canelo Alvarez, not only he'll be the second ever to ever become a three weight class undisputed champion since Henry Armstrong. Dang, almost 90, yeah, 87 years. Crazy. But he can also become the second ever three weight class undisputed champion in the four belt era since Alexander Usyk did that in July the 19th. So that can bring out some interesting specs. I do predict this fight to maybe go 12 rounds the distance, similar to how Terrence Crawford went 12 rounds last year in August. I think Terrence Crawford has to worry about what Canelo Alvarez might be in store because, guys, the only thing that made Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather Jr. that dangerous when they defeated Canelo is when Canelo was being on the offensive side. So if Terrence can be in the same situation as being in the defensive side and messing up Canelo there, he might have a chance to pull out something here. But he does have to be careful because considering Terrence Crawford is 5'8" or 5'7", either way, somewhere around Canelo Alvarez as well, it is interesting to know how his weight is going to handle that. And even if he does win, it will pull out an interesting significance of what he's going to do because he would have been a five weight class champion easily. And because the last time we ever had a five weight class champion is when obviously when Manny Pacquiao did in 2009 when he was knocking off weight class after weight class and did it become sixth time. He did it becoming seventh time. And then in 2010, he won the eighth weight class in super welterweight. So that's legendary. He can actually become six weight class champion easily as well, since when Oscar De La Hoya did that in 2004, and 5 years later in 2009, of course, like I said before, Manny Pacquiao did. But no, he decided to skip the middleweight to go up to super middleweight. So I do question that. So as I'm talking about this, I do predict Terrence Crawford might have something here, but he does have to be careful because his undefeated record might be the thing that might be stuck in his head. He doesn't want to lose this fight, and that might affect him a lot. And as for Canelo Alvarez, he has to worry about something else because this is his 10th title defense in super middleweight, which is pretty rare and dangerous to do. So if he could defend this for the 10th time, that would be crazy. And this would be around his 20th anniversary since he did his pro debut in October of 2005. And if Canelo does decide to come back next year, who's he going to fight? Well, I would predict he could maybe fight against Jermell Charlo's 1 minute old brother, Jermell Ironman, Hitman Charlo, the guy that's undefeated, and he won last summer, just this year, coming back from boxing to win a great knockout, and he's back in the rankings in super middleweight, so maybe the Hitman Charlo might fight against Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo Alvarez has already taken on Miguel Cotto, and Miguel Cotto's other older brother that was a former contender back in the 2000s. He took on Liam Smith, the British fighter, and his brother, Callum Smith, and we already know how that ended. So, and surprisingly, in 2023, he defeats Ironman Charlo. Now he might defeat Hitman Charlo. So that might be another fight I would be really interested to watch next year, whether it's in May or September. And just in case, that would be interesting on paper. To take on former Puerto Rican brothers and then British brothers. Now he was taking on two twin brothers from the USA. That would be interesting. So this is two interesting scenarios where we can see two guys making an interesting change in boxing in their own perspectives. First ever to become a weight class champion in 3 different undisputed weight classes, and another guy making history in super middleweight to continue his legacy. And maybe break other barriers next year. Who knows? I do predict Terrence Crawford 12 rounds by decision, but considering he did say that he's going for knockout, I think he has to take it easy on Canelo Alvarez because Canelo Alvarez is tougher than you think. And of course, guys, on the 14th of September, we do have Naoya Inoue, and his opponent is the guy that lost against, well, of course, in 2023, Inoue defeated Stephen Fulton and then took on a former super bantamweight champion that became an unbelievable winner. And in December, he won that belt against that guy, and which was Marlon Tapales. And Marlon Tapales defeated a guy around that month, around the same year, to win the belt, and he defeated that guy by controversial split decision, close fight. And Inoue won. That guy originally should have fought Inoue instead of Marlon. And now he's finally going to fight Inoue. And Inoue, he's fought like now 2 fights this year. And his 3rd fight is now in the toughness. So if he does win this, this will be interesting. We'll see what he does. I do believe in 2026, I do think he's ready to move up to weight class. As for Junto Nakatani, I don't think he's able to take on Inoue. So I think he should just stay away from him and just let both the Japanese fighters go their own way and just box in their division as best they can, because there's not a lot of weight classes for Japanese boxers in their weight to go forward to other distributions. So, but if there's nothing left to fight for, then maybe they might fight next year. But I think Inoue should take some time off, because after his fight against Cardenas, which was a shocking, crazy moment of how Cardenas knocked him down, Inoue does have to improve on some of the failures and mistakes that he made last year ago and just a few months ago. So if he does win this fight, which might be a knockout win, but I do believe maybe he should go decision, which that would be okay as well. I do want to see where he should go and just take it easy while time goes on, because take your time on bringing some of the weight and your pound distribution as best you can, and don't overdo it like Terrence Crawford. So I do believe that's going to be interesting. I'm going to review those two shows in the podcast, which might be on Tuesday the 16th, maybe Wednesday the 17th. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So that's all I'm going to say about that. My final announcement, ladies and gentlemen, I will say Shoutgun Saturday Night is done. After 10 episodes, I was going to do a 3-part episode, but after having so many dislikes on my YouTube channel and everything else on my studio saying how many dislikes I'm getting, I don't understand why. After what happened 1 year ago and after what happened to my cat that passed away, I don't know why people are still disliking my content. I've been in a changing formation, so I don't know why I'm still getting a lot of dislikes and a lot of other stuff, and not even getting 0 likes on anything. I'm still pushing my boundaries as best I can to make some big content and big money to make it to NASCAR or boxing or professional wrestling just to get out of the state of Maine. So I'm still pushing my distribution as best I can. But after me retiring from doing Mr. Glow podcast, I think it's probably for the best for me to take a break from doing boxing and probably watch NASCAR, because I think NASCAR is interesting. And after the month of August, I got a little bit bored doing Mr. Glow podcast after I finished and doing the 5-part series of the minimum weight, and I already did the UFC C7. It's probably for the best because guys, I've been so impatient waiting every single day. It just seems like every single day has gone like 48 hours every day, because it seems like the more I keep waiting for the Terrence Crawford Canelo Alvarez fight and other such just to get through this 100th episode, it seems like I'm still waiting for another 1 more week until these fights happen. And I'm already trying to control and just take a deep breath and just relaxing my throat, relaxing my body. Because, guys, the last episode of episode 100 is going to be a 3-hour podcast. A 3-hour podcast, which is going to talk about the show of Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford pay-per-view, and Naoya Inoue and Merljan fight, I think the guy's name was, which are the 2 shows. And of course, when I get through with them, which might be an hour and a half, I might talk about other stuff like it's a normal Opie Anthony episode radio show right now. So it's going to be doozy, an interesting thing. But whatever I have to talk about for 3 hours, it's going to be there. So we'll see what happens. And that's all I have to say. I just think it's probably for the best for me to take time off, not doing episodes as much. And guys, I'm already working on Supernatural Trails season 5 right now as we're speaking, and I've already gone through a lot, so it's going to be interesting for when that time comes, because I'm thinking of releasing them in October. And guys, I already have my hands full on trying to finish my Hunger Game videos, because this time I'm already celebrating My Little Pony Friendship is Magic 15th anniversary when the show started back in October 10th 2010. So I think I just retire, because people already requested me to do it one more time, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm already retiring from that. So at that moment, for the last month right now until October the 10th this month comes, which is next month from now, I think I'm just gonna stop doing everything I can and probably just take time off and just record videos of going to the beach and going to do other stuff while time goes on, because I think YouTube Shorts are more of a factor for me than just doing these long videos, and I think that's probably for the best. So that's all I have to say right now. Sorry for making this more than 15 minutes of a podcast, but we'll see what happens, because things might change and things might not. And even though as of right now, it's already been, and as I'm recording this right now, this is almost like 8 years when I uploaded my first ever introduction to my channel, which wasn't that entertaining. So who knows what's going to happen in the future. I'm still waiting for 10,000 views on that video, but who knows. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this episode. Well, not episode, but video and announcements. So we'll see what happens. I think it's probably for the best to take some time off from doing boxing and just do other stuff while 2026 goes on. So with that being said, thank you for watching. And with that being said, more Hunger Games are coming up this year and so on. And see you in the next episode. Thank you.